For today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of rose ink. I can't believe I haven't done this video already. If you hear bells ringing, that's my kitten running around. But anyway, I fell in love with the rose ink concealer about a year ago, and it's been a favorite of mine ever since. And for some reason, I just hadn't tried anything else from rose ink. I guess I was just kind of trying to save money and not spend a lot on products. But I finally decided that I really wanted to do a review for you guys and just do a full face. So I went ahead and I purchased a variety of products from Rose Inc. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first, my skin feels really dry, and this is not a Rose Inc product, but I want to apply some of the Say Beauty. This is their Glowy Super Gel, just to give my skin just some moisture, because it is a little bit moisturizing, but my skin's just looking super dull, so I want to kind of give my skin a little bit of luminosity. So I know this isn't Rose Inc, but I just want to apply this as my first step. So recently I've just been using this Say product as kind of a base product. See how this just gives the skin such a pretty glow, and it helps my skin not look so dull. I'm going to start off with the skin tint. I had been wanting to try this for so long. This is their Skin Enhance Luminous Tinted Serum. I've been wanting to try this for so long, and I have tried it already, so I know what I think about it, but I got this little sample with my order. So I have this in the shade 040. I want to show you guys a close-up of the product, but it almost looks like little beads and like a liquid clear serum type thing, and it almost looks like a grainy. I feel like they do say to like apply it to the back of your hand and then kind of mix it with a brush. I personally like to kind of apply it directly to my skin, but you can do it the way that they say to. I think the reason that they say to do this is because it kind of like breaks up the like little beads in here. They're not beads, but they look like little beads, and just to really like mix the product. And this is not gonna be something that's gonna give a lot of coverage, but just does like maybe the tiniest amount to kind of like even out the skin tone a little bit. I personally feel like it doesn't give that much coverage at all, which I mean, it's not supposed to give coverage really. The reason that they say I feel like probably not to apply it directly to the skin is because it's gonna look more like, I'll show you, it's gonna look more like a product that's like separating, like it doesn't like look super pleasant. But if you just like really work it in, you can see it then mixes up those beads or little pigment dots. And I feel like just applying it with your fingers just really helps the product to melt better. And I just think it's easier almost to apply it with my fingers. It does do a little bit to kind of even out the skin tone a little bit, but you can definitely still see like my dark spots from past acne poking through. They call those little like dots that I was saying micro encapsulated pigment spheres. So yeah, you're supposed to mix with foundation brush to activate the micro encapsulated pigment spheres. I thought this was going to be more luminous than it actually is. I know I'm not applying it how you're technically supposed to, but I like to apply it this way. I actually thought that this was going to be more like luminous than this actually is, just given the fact that this is called their Luminous Tinted Serum. But I mean, it's still pretty. I just don't feel like I noticed like, I don't know, any crazy kind of results that make me like really like this. But maybe I'll test this out even more to see if I kind of like it more over time, because I find that sometimes the more I use a product, like I'll either know that I don't like it, or I'll come to a point where I realize that I do really like it. At this point in time, after trying it a few times, it's not something that's like wowing me, but it does kind of even out the skin tone a little bit. I wish it was a little bit more luminous. Definitely applying this Say Glowy Super Gel underneath kind of makes it look more luminous, but even with that applied underneath, it's not super luminous with the skin tint. So the skin tint on its own, which I've done a demo before on like TikTok and Instagram Reels, it's just, I feel like it almost looks more matte than luminous in my opinion on my skin, but my skin has definitely been more on the dry side recently, so maybe that has something to do with it. Now moving on to the concealer. I've had this one for probably over a year now, so I definitely need to replace this exact concealer, but it still works well. It's really nice and creamy. It feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel, you know, it just doesn't feel uncomfortable on the skin. It looks nice. It gives like, I'd say like light to medium coverage, and just really blends into the skin really well in a way that doesn't look like you're wearing a whole lot of makeup, but still does a nice job at kind of like covering up like the dark under eyes. I just use a little bit of the concealer to kind of get a little coverage where I want some extra coverage, just where I have dark spots here, applying it along my cheeks. Just kind of also trying to keep this like a pretty simple look, or nice like everyday look without it looking heavy. I just kind of want to keep it like looking very skin-like. All right, so now on to the bronzer. So this is the cream bronzer in the shade Kawaii. I hope I said that right. I'm just gonna take this Fit Glow beauty brush and I'm gonna use this to apply it. I think that this color works well for me. I feel like maybe it's almost a little, like I almost wish that I got the lightest shade, especially right now, just because my skin is extra fair during the winter. But honestly, I probably will like this shade more for like summer. But even then still, it's still a good shade. It doesn't look super unnatural, maybe just a little bit more orangey than I want for right now. It does blend really nice and easily. Again, it's nothing that like wows me. It's not like gonna, I've used it quite a few times now, and it's not really one that I feel like I absolutely love. It's not really one where I like always want to reach for, but it's still a nice cream bronzer. It's just that there's so many other cream bronzers available. This one doesn't like particularly like stand out to me, but I do appreciate that they are very conscious with the ingredients that they use. And I mean, it is a nice cream bronzer. I just feel like as far as like shades, I would probably more so use a different cream bronzer. I really want to try the Rare Beauty cream bronzer stick and also the Makeup by Mario bronzer stick. That looks so good. I think Merit also has one that looks really good. I want to try those. To be completely honest, I haven't really tried a whole lot of cream bronzers in general, so I haven't really like fallen in love with a specific cream bronzer yet, but there definitely are some that I want to try that just look really, really good. But this is nice. It feels very lightweight on the skin and does a nice job at kind of adding a little bit of extra like sun-kissed glow to your skin. I'm gonna add a little bit of this with my fingers just to the creases of my eyelids. Next, onto the blush. I got the shade Ophelia. This is their lip and cheek color, so you can kind of use it like a multi-use type of product. This color, Ophelia, is described as a true pink. It looks so pretty. I think it'd be great for an everyday pink color, and I have tried this as well before, and it is very, very pretty. You definitely only need a little bit of product. I think I applied a little too much, but we're gonna make it work. But it's very pretty, and it blends into the skin really easily. It's just, I mean, look, it's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. Honestly, I've gotten really used to like using liquid blushes. I love liquid blushes. I think they're so pretty. Cream blushes are also really nice and easy to work with. They blend really well, and this looks pretty on the skin. I will say though, I feel like with the skin tint below this, and I didn't even apply like concealer all over my face, but I feel like with the skin tint, like as I do the rest of my makeup, and I've noticed this pretty much every time I use the skin tint, I almost feel like it just looks very obvious that I have some kind of like base product on. And even though that skin tint isn't giving a lot of coverage on its own, it just still almost looks like a little bit like I have a somewhat heavy foundation. Like it doesn't feel heavy, it feels lightweight, but like when I look up close, I can definitely almost like see the like, I feel like the skin tint just like kind of like settling in areas on my face. And applying the blush over top, I mean the blush applies nicely, but I feel like the more product I apply, the more obvious almost the skin tint becomes like under it. Like, I don't even know if that's making any sense. I feel like it almost starts looking a little bit heavy, even though I didn't go crazy applying this and it's supposed to be a light coverage product. That's just kind of something that I noticed when I've used this. But the blush is very pretty. It does blend really easily. I feel like I would almost prefer to use this blush when I'm not using the skin tint, just because I feel like the skin tint maybe just doesn't work the best for my skin right now. I feel like maybe in the summer it'd work better, but my skin is pretty dry right now from winter, so maybe that's also playing a role, because I feel like sometimes if you ever find that a product doesn't work for you at one point in time, it might be something worth revisiting in the future, like if you just have the same product and it's not expired yet, rather than, you know, you probably don't want to purchase a product again if it didn't work for you the first time. But sometimes it's, you know, it can be a good idea to like retry a product, like for example from winter to summer, just because your skin can, you know, be different at the moment, and then products can apply differently and maybe work better, like compared to winter and then summer. But yeah, I feel like maybe I would like the skin tint better in the summer when my skin is a little bit more on the oilyish side or just not so dry. So then going on to the highlighter, this is the shade Brilliant, almost like a white looking type of highlighter. When you're putting it on your finger, it almost is like a little chunky. I don't know, not a huge deal, but it feels a little chunky, but it does melt into the skin pretty well and it is very pretty. But again, like I feel like layering these products, it almost just looks like a little bit heavy on my skin. Maybe I'm just being too harsh of a critic here. I don't know. Like it's not actually like a super dry product, but I almost feel like once it's sitting on my skin, it almost looks a little bit dry. I don't know if that makes any sense. That's just my initial thoughts after using it a few times. Then going on to their brow product, eyebrow gel. I think this is actually kind of like supposed to be like a growth gel. They do have like a tinted brow gel. This is just a clear one. And I just wanted this because for days where I just want like a no makeup look, but I still want to kind of do a little bit something to my brows, kind of hold them in place. And I have been really liking this. I feel like this is definitely one of my favorite of the Rose Inc products, in addition to that concealer that I really like. It's just a nice, simple, clear brow gel. It does the job and I like it. So if you have been looking for a clean beauty, clear brow gel type of product, then this is a really good one. I also absolutely love the Kosas Air Brow Clear. That's like one of my absolute favorite clear brow gels. But this one, I feel like this one also has like the added benefits of it's kind of supposed to be like a growth product as well. So it definitely, I think it has like some skincare ingredients in here as well, or brow care ingredients, maybe I should say. I have their mascara as well. I'm just gonna curl my lashes. This is the Plume eyelash curler, and I got a little mini of the mascara. Kind of has like a curved brush design. I feel like this does, that curved design definitely helps kind of like lift the lashes a little bit and like curl them upwards. What I really like about this mascara is that it makes my lashes look really natural, kind of gives like a wispy look, and I love a good like wispy looking mascara. I will build that mascara up a little bit more. I'm going to curl my eyelashes again and then apply a little bit more mascara just to build it up a little bit. But first I'm going to apply their lipstick. So this is their Satin Lip Color in the shade Poetic. I think this was the best shade that I got to go with the pink blush that I put on. I think this color is really pretty. Feel good and make a good color for summer. Kind of looks like a coralish type of pink color. This lipstick is really creamy. It kind of gives a little bit of moisture to the lips. It doesn't feel dry, which I don't like a dry lip product personally. So I like that this doesn't leave my lips feeling like I just immediately need to apply like a gloss or a lip balm. Feels nice and comfortable on the lips. It definitely would kind of transfer though, but I find that to be the case for most lipsticks if they're not matte. So yeah, I do like this lipstick. It also gives a really good like color payoff. Like that definitely gives some nice good pigment there. And now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with another layer of the mascara. Okay, look what the difference makes when I curl my eyelashes a second time. I know you're technically not really supposed to do that, but that's what I kind of have to do if I want my eyelashes to stay curled. Definitely going in with that second layer of mascara makes a big difference if you kind of want a more obvious mascara look. So you can go for that wispy look if you want with just applying one layer, or you can go in with another layer and have more of a dramatic, volumized eyelash look. I think it's really pretty. I actually want to apply a little bit more of the highlighter with a brush just to kind of give my face a little extra glow. So there is the completed look. I would definitely say my favorite products out of all of these are, of course, the concealer. Been a favorite of mine for a while. I also really do like the mascara and the brow gel. I'd say these are my top 3 out of all of these products, but I also do really like the blush. I just think it's something that I would prefer to use without the skin tint. It didn't really work for my skin, but I know a lot of other people really love this. So of course, as always, like take all of my opinions just with a grain of salt, because everybody's skin works differently with different products. So, you know, what might work for me might not work for you, and what might not work for me might work for you. So it really just depends on the person. The lipstick is also a nice lipstick. I am going to do a swatch video for their lipsticks as well if you guys are interested, so make sure you are subscribed if you are not already, and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss that video when I post it if you do want to see it. But those are my thoughts. Overall, I am impressed with Rose Inc. I definitely would like to try some more of their products in the future. If you guys have any questions about any of these products, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see even more content from me in the future, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all for my next video. Bye guys.